So Steam Next Fest ends next Monday on June 17th, and you're looking for the best demos to play this weekend before they're all gone? Well, I've played more than 48 of them this week, and I've got the best recommendations you could be looking for. Don't you worry about it, mama. Let's start things off with Caravan Sandwich. I really liked this. It's not only super friggin' pretty, I love the little painterly brushstrokes that are over all of the environment stuff, but the environments themselves are super freaking detailed. I love it. And the animation work on your character. I have no idea how to pronounce her name. It's spelled S-A-U-G-E. Sage. Sage. Anyway.
I think it's supposed to be Sage.
With
I don't know.
With a U in it?
Because she's a witch? I don't know.
No. Has some really cool animation work with this overlapping animation that happens on the sleeves and the hair when you run. I love it. It looks really good. And it feels good to control. Driving the little van all around is really fun to do. Anyway, I really like exploring in Caravan Sandwich. I think it controls well. I think the world is fun to explore with little secrets and nooks and crannies. And it's got a very nice music to aid your exploration while you're running around. I think in the full game, the characters will have a bit more pull for me because dropping in the middle, and that's part of being a demo. I don't really know who anyone is or what the heck is going on. And you think it's all nice and cozy, but I don't trust that because when the demo ended, there's this creepy undercurrent of eerie vibe going on. And then also this happened. Who's that over there? Can't find them anymore. Frick that! This is creepy. I love it. Mini Airways. There's a demo for this right now, but I actually had my copy of this sent to me by the publisher, and it's still just a playtest build, but I really like it. Maybe you saw my video a few days ago talking about Glyphica, the typing game, and you're like, holy crap, he likes typing games? Well, I like this in very much the same way. It's weirdly satisfying to run a fictional little airport that you're viewing only as little icons. I like it in the same way that I enjoyed Wilmot's Warehouse, where you organize things and it just feels good to have things nice and organized in a well-structured machine of planes going in, planes going out. Everything is nice and orderly. My biggest complaint with it, however, though, is that my very first run of it, I could have played forever. Like, I was not running into problems at all. It took too long for things to ramp up. Luckily, the playtest build and the demo build have a hardcore mode, which is a little bit better, but I still feel like it's just a little bit too easy. I think things either need to ramp up quicker, or the game at least needs a fast forward button, because sometimes waiting for all the planes to go where you want them to go takes just a little bit too long of waiting, especially when you're an airplane organizing genius like me. But I'm excited for more of this. I really liked it. Ooh, Contra and Cuphead fans, you need to try this. You need to try Iron Meat. This is the most fun I've had with a run and gun since Cuphead. I know it's only 2 levels in the demo, but Iron Meat feels like the Shovel Knight of Contra, if that makes sense. Nah, it doesn't really make any sense, but it's a very nice modern Contra feel with some gorgeous pixels, really fun to play, and I think they've nailed the level of challenging, at least on the normal difficulty, which is what I played. The challenge is pitch perfect. It's got 2-player local co-op, and it has this banging soundtrack. I honestly wasn't expecting to like this one as much as I did. I know how rude that sounds. I'm a rude person. But it controls well. I really like the animation work a lot, actually. And taking down baddies is really satisfying. It's very definitely inspired by Ratchet and Clank, and in the best possible ways. I think it takes the right lessons from those games, while doing enough of its own stuff to make it unique. I'm excited for the full release of Akimbot, because I want to know what other weapons are in the game. I want to see more bosses. I want to see more of the fun little worlds they have designed. My biggest complaint with the entire thing is probably just that I don't love the voice acting very much, to be honest. Desvelado, which means sleepless for those of you who do not speak Spanish. This is awesome. I really like this guy. I want the full thing of this right now. Do you remember back in the days of mobile gaming when it first started and the games that came out were actually really innovative and cute, and they had a core concept that worked really well, and they just pushed that to the limit with a whole bunch of levels that explored that core mechanic really, really well. Games like Where's My Water, Cut the Rope, Angry Birds, before they were all riddled with ads and copycats galore. Desvelado feels like that. It feels like that same kind of era of inspired, great core concept, plays really well, super cute aesthetic, super cute little concept of a little vampire who just wants to go to bed, but all these ghosts keep lighting the candles in his house, and they just push the creative envelope of what they can do with that concept from room to room to room, with the level to level to level. I am very excited for this. I need more of it. Tales of Iron 2. Oh. I did a full review of the first Tales of Iron for a website that I worked at back when it came out, and I loved it. I was already sold on Tales of Iron 2 when I saw it was announced, But playing the demo, that just made it like a guaranteed ×2 that I'm gonna play this game. It's exactly what you want from a sequel. It still feels great to play, it's even more detailed, even more pretty, some new combat mechanics to keep things fresh. It's just, it's that, I want it now. Friends can be a wonderful thing. However, they can also be bad influences. And I have a friend who's been a bad influence to me because I grew up never wanting to play tactics games, but as time goes on, I'm playing more and more of them. And I really liked the demo for Metal Slug Tactics. What the frick? You want to know how messed up it is that I liked Metal Slug Tactics? After playing this demo and on a Discord stream so my friend could tell me what to do because I'm a tactics idiot, I literally dreamt about this game that same night. I was having Metal Slug Tactics dream. That's a very strong demo, my friends. I want the full thing now, please. Thank you. Have you ever programmed with Lego robots, or have you ever seen Lego robots? Like, there's the competition Lego robot things where they have these tables, and you have to program the robot to complete tasks by saying, like, go forward until you see this line. Turn to the right. Pick up this thing. Blah, 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 blah. I did competitive Lego robots when I was younger, and Node feels like someone said, oh my gosh, what if we put a Lego robot game in a super creepy underground derelict factory setting? It's wonderful. It's weird. It's a very unique concept for a platformer that I've personally never seen, and I actually had a lot of fun. It's a whole bunch of trial and error, just like Lego robots are, but none of it felt repetitive or irritating to get back to after failures. This is neat. And it's also creepy. The demo ended in a creepy way. Stop! Everyone stop creeping me out! So I interviewed one of the producers for this game back when I worked with Intel Gaming Access, and that interview was almost 3 years ago now, and I just feel like I'm attached to this game. I have to see how it all turns out now that I've done that interview and everything, and I am very pleased to say I liked this a lot. I liked this demo a bunch, man. I've seen a lot of people throwing the Souls-like label over it, and while it does totally have some Souls-like influence, especially because it's made by the same studio that made Ashen, it also feels like it has some modern God of War influence, but it also feels like it has enough of its own stuff. There's no shortage of AA games that come out that struggle with things like world building, voice acting, script writing, and just creating enough of their own identity. I don't think this struggles with any of that, at least as far as the demo goes. I actually really liked the characters and voice acting and writing. Holy crap, I was so shocked. No offense, A44 team. It was exceeding my expectations. Combat felt really cool. And of course, the demo only scratches the surface with the combat. I stopped this demo before it ended because I'm like, done. I want to play the full thing, I'm sold. And then last, but most certainly not least, because this is probably my favorite demo I played through all of Steam Next Fest this week, Dungeons of Hinterberg. I've been excited for this since it was shown at the Xbox Showcase last year, and I'm so stoked that I got to play the demo, and I'm even more stoked that it exceeded my expectations gameplay-wise. It feels good to play. It's gorgeous. I love their style they've got going on, and I think probably my favorite thing in the whole game is just the very unique Kafkaesque vibe of normalizing dungeons. Like, all these people vacation and live around the spot, and they're like, hey, yeah, that's a dungeon, man. You just go up to that dungeon and you touch a crystal and get magic powers. Like, they treat it like it's as normal as skiing. I love how weird and obscure that is. And when you're not exploring the dungeons, which have some really fun unique puzzles and some really fun combat and some really fun magic powers, you're back in the town with a very fun persona system where you get to know people, help them out, increase your friendship level with them, and it helps you out in the dungeon runs, like these just perfect gameplay loops that feed into each other, just like a Persona game. Oh, I want it so badly. When is this coming out? It comes out July 18th. Cool, okay. Wait a minute. What do you mean Flintlock The Siege of Dawn comes out July 18th? What do you mean Kunitsugami comes out on July 19th? That's gonna be the busiest weekend of my life!